Did you know that in 1970, the small Minnesota town of Kenyon might have had more elephants than India or Africa? Not real ones, but a collection of over 5,000 elephant figurines, carefully curated by one remarkable woman. But this isn't just a story about elephants. It's about a 4-year-old boy who left his home in Germany, carrying memories only of his childhood yard, which he never forgot for 88 years. It's about a young woman whose photograph I recently restored, my 3 times great-grandmother, whose determination helped build a family legacy spanning over 7 decades in America. That 4-year-old boy is Herman Anton Pofahl. He was born in 1877 to Herman Pofahl and Henrietta Bartelt in Ragau, Pomerania, in Prussia. At the time of Herman's birth, Prussia was part of the German Empire, but after World War II it became a part of Poland. So he left his homeland at the age of 4 and immigrated to America at the age of 5 with his parents in 1882. And it's noted that many passengers got seasick on the boat, but he remained bright and lively the whole time. And their family ended up settling in Faribault, Minnesota. As a kid, Herman attended a one-room schoolhouse, of course, under the supervision of Mrs. Kirsch. And like typical one-room schoolhouses, the boys and girls were segregated to either side of the schoolhouse, and authority was maintained with a heavy whip. Young Herman had his share of adventures. He nearly drowned in the Kenyon River in the early 1890s, and while he was tending to his family's pigeons, he survived the chicken coop roof falling in on him. Another thing is his son Vernon recalled and wrote to my great aunt Heidi that even when he was old, Herman still remembered the house and the yard he played in as a child, and that he always wanted to see it again, but he never did. Later in life, Herman worked as an engineer, a woodworker, and an assembler. Herman continued working until his retirement in 1965 at the age of 88. So clearly he had an insane work ethic that spanned nearly 7 decades. Now his wife, the lady in this photo that I restored, is Anna Helen Beseke. She was born in 1881 to Samuel Beseke and Augusta Hine in either Minnesota or Wisconsin in the United States. But records show that by 1885, 4-year-old Anna was living in Waterville, which is in LeSueur County in Minnesota. Anna grew up during the Progressive era in America, so she witnessed the introduction of electricity, telephones, and automobiles, although her family never had any of that until she was a little bit older. Herman and Anna married in 1901 in Waseca, Minnesota, and their marriage spanned nearly 67 years. They ended up having 7 children together, but not without heartbreak. They lost 2 kids at a young age. The oldest child was George William. He was born in 1902. George worked as a farmer in Rice County in Minnesota. He married twice. He married Ada Stordahl, but she passed away 3 years after their marriage. And then he married Renata Bauer in 1936 in Iowa, and he ended up having 4 kids. Next would be Grace Henrietta. She was born in 1903, but unfortunately, at only 6 months old, she succumbed to pneumonia. And then a few months after that, baby Herman was born, and he only ended up living for 1 day. They lost 2 babies in just a few months. But then next is Earl Edwin, who was born in 1905. Earl worked a whole bunch of jobs throughout his life, which shows a crazy work ethic like his father. And he ended up marrying Mary Alice Gino in 1926, and they had 6 kids. And then there's Irene Anna, who was born in 1906. She married Wayne Cirilla in 1924, and they had 3 kids. After Wayne's passing, she remarried to Martin Anderson. Irene ended up living the longest out of all the Pofahl kids, passing in 2002 at the age of 95. Then there's Vernon Rudolph, who was born in 1911. He married Olga Huglum in 1932, and they had 4 kids. Vernon was the one who recalled what his father had said about his childhood, and he preserved many other family stories during his lifetime, thankfully. And then we have the youngest, Helen Evelyn, or Evie, who was also my 2 times great-grandmother, was born in 1914. A story about her childhood would be that when she was either 8 or 10, she witnessed the family buying their first automobile. Oh, and also, her father drove a school bus that was really just a Ford touring car with side curtains. Evie graduated from Medford High School in 1932. The year after that, she married Myron Wunderlich Sr., and they had 2 kids. Evie and Myron ran multiple businesses in Kenyon, including a furniture store and a grocery store. The main thing Evie was known for, though, was her remarkable elephant figurine collection, which grew to over 5,000 pieces. Her collection is actually now displayed in a museum. It all started when she received a little mini elephant incense burner as a gift, and then from then on she just kept collecting them. Friends would bring her elephants from their travels, and servicemen from World War II would send her figurines from around the world. Evie had elephants made from glass, wood, metal, ivory, and teak wood, and she had everything from like salt and pepper shakers to candle holders. Her collection became so well known that in 1970, the Kenyon Leader actually published a newspaper article about it, which, as like the intro, it suggested that there might be more elephants in Kenyon than in India or Africa. But sadly, Evie passed away from injuries from a car accident in 1992, right before Christmas time. The Pofahl family witnessed it all, from World War I, the Roaring '20s, the Great Depression, World War II, and even the dawn of the space age. But their legacy lives on through their descendants, including me. At Beyond Generations Genealogy, we help families like yours uncover and preserve their family stories through professional genealogical research, family history books, photo restoration, and more. Every family has a story waiting to be told. What stories might your family photos tell? If you enjoyed this family history journey, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more stories like this. Leave a comment below as well, sharing a favorite family story. I'd love to hear your family stories. And if you'd like to learn more about our genealogy services or photo restoration work, visit us at beyondgenerationsgenealogy.com or visit the link in the description below.